Government is using fake news to fuel racial intolerance between its citizens. This has extended into the judiciary. The Equality Court on Wednesday ruled that the gratuitous display of the old SA flag amounts to hate speech. How did this Equality Court case come to be in the first place? On 30 October 2017, South African citizens, mostly white, took to the streets in protests, appealing to government to take action against the brutal killings we see on our farms. The protests were called the Black Monday protests. Government and the media saw this protest as a wonderful opportunity to expose exactly how bad the scourge of white racism is in South Africa. Protests continued peacefully throughout the day, and when government and the media realized that their preconceived indoctrinated bias was wrong, they decided to create fake news to perpetuate this utterly false narrative. It all started on Twitter with the jester account Scaramouche SC posting photos of people wearing t-shirts showing the old flag and burning the new flag, implying that these photos were taken at the Black Monday protests. This is when government decided to get on board, when our then Minister of Police, Fikile Mbalula, retweeted the misleading Scaramouche tweet. The retweet by our minister gave credence to the authenticity of these photos. As a result of his retweet, it was viewed by bona fide journalists, in particular Nicholas Bouwer, as confirmation that the photos were in fact from the protests. News stories of the flag burning got published everywhere, and obviously social outcry ensued. A simple Google reverse image search would have provided the evidence that these photos were being used to perpetuate fake news. Some of these articles have since been taken down, but a lot are still available to read online. Evidence that the photos were unrelated did surface. This did not stop government from labeling the attendees of the protests as hoot rat racists though.
Honorable Minister of Police.
Thank you, honorable members. As a matter of fact, all matters matter. The Farmers' Road protests we experienced yesterday dealt a blow to the facade that we have a common purpose as South Africans. The lawlessness, racist insurgency by hood rat racists who hijacked a serious civic topic for a racist political insurgency agenda was open for all to see.
Nicholas Bouwer published an apology on the 5th of November clarifying the matter. Even with all the evidence and the apology by Nicholas Bouwer, the Nelson Mandela Foundation released a media statement still referring to the flag burning that happened at the protest. I find it very concerning that this media statement is still up on their website. With the evidence provided, it is clear that the Nelson Mandela Foundation perpetuated fake news, and many South Africans still believe this fake news. On the 28th of February 2018, the foundation approached the Equality Court to have the gratuitous display of the old flag declared as hate speech. The Equality Court ruled in their favor on Wednesday. I feel that government, the media, our judiciary, and groups like the Nelson Mandela Foundation is intentionally driving a wedge between South African citizens. They wish that there was a scourge of white racism plaguing the country, when this is evidently not the case. It is fake news stories like these that creates a zeitgeist that it is cool to shut down anyone that tries to speak out about the heinous murders we see on our farms. The Nelson Mandela Foundation also mentioned the singing of Die Stem at the protests. I am sure they would like to have gratuitous singing of the song declared hate speech as well, but parts of the anthem is still incorporated into our new anthem. This brings me to the next topic, the dream that was sold to South Africans in 1994. Using 4 different languages and inclusion of Die Stem resembles the different cultures coming together, unity and tolerance through our diversity. The actions of government, the media, and our judiciary is evidence that this dream is long dead and gone. Fuck the current South Africa. Government went back on their promises of 1994. They now preach and applaud intolerance between the races. Fuck the old flag. To me, it resembles the creation of an unstable powder keg of vastly different cultures that was forced into one state, and government now has lit the fuse. I can understand why some might see the flag differently. Many have lost loved ones fighting for the flag in Angola. We cannot take the flag away from these individuals. I can also understand why white people still admire the old flag. It reminds them of a time they received protection and felt safe. Can the display of the old flag for reminiscing over a time a people felt safe be regarded as gratuitous display? Only time will tell.
On the countryside, farmers and workers are losing their lives. It's reducing food production. It's affecting the security and the psyche of the people as a whole. In the process of all of this, we have to be extremely cautious because there are extremist elements in our society who take advantage of the difficulties we are faced with and use these to create a state of anarchy, to try and create the impression that it is a color issue. Yesterday, workers and farmers in Klipkop, and I say this advisedly because I spoke to Skalk Burgers Senior, who's an old friend, used to be a Springbok, who said, I'm unable to go there, but my workers whose homes have been burned, who have been attacked, have been released to go there. And all of the people that were Klipkop, a mixture, the people that were saying enough is enough, workers, farmers, the lot, went there and they knelt and prayed and all the things, and they had gone to the police and asked for permission to move and march to the stadium. And they did that within the law.
Honorable Court,
I want to say, I must say that the tragedy is the photos with the flags, Mr. Minister, it has now, the people that are on those photos have now come forward and phoned to say that I was not there yesterday. Those are old photos. They are ready to make affidavits.
Your time has expired.
To say this and so on. And the tragedy is that thing was posted by the police first. They were posted by the police first. And now we have to say...
No, Honorable Lukota. Don't insist, Honorable Lukota, no matter how you feel about this.